Dear viewers across the world, most welcome to my channel NAGA World Conflict Zone. 25 years agreement between China and Iran. $600 billion agreement. The document was signed between Iran Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif and Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi at the Iranian Foreign Ministry. Writing on his Twitter account, Zarif said, "Excellent exchange on expansion of global, regional and bilateral cooperation in the context of our comprehensive strategic partnership culminated in the signing of a historic 24-year strategic roadmap." Iran's ambassador to Beijing, Mohammad Keshvarzadeh, tweeted on Saturday that the document specifies the capacities for cooperation between Iran and China, especially in areas of technology, industries, transportation, and energy. The ambassador added, the long-term cooperation envisions a bright prospect for realizing the comprehensive strategic partnership and is not against any third countries. Iran and China agreed to promote their relations to strategic level during a visit to Tehran by Chinese President Xi Jinping in late January 2016. When landing in Tehran, Xi said he hopes for a new chapter in relation with Iran. During the visit, a statement was issued according to which the sides set the stage for negotiations to ink a document for long-term co-operations. Prior to signing ceremony on Saturday, the document was finalized in a meeting between Foreign Minister Wang and Ali Larijani, advisor to the leader of the Islamic Revolution and Iran's special representative for strategic ties with the People's Republic of China. Also, before the document was signed, President Hassan Rouhani met with Wang, during which he described a relation between Iran and China as strategic. The president also pointed to the will of the two countries for long-term cooperation and insisted on deepening relations in all areas, including political and economic one. Rouhani also said Tehran and Beijing enjoy very good relationships and the common stance of the two countries on international issues are a witness to this favorable level of relations. In June 14, 2019, President Xi said China will promote steady development of ties with Iran no matter how the situation changes. Zarif calls China friend of difficult days. Foreign Minister Zarif on Saturday called China the friend of difficult days and said it is based on this amity that we thank and praise the stance of China during the oppressive sanctions. Iran's chief diplomat went on to say, though the two countries are making the 50th anniversary of their diplomatic ties, the relationships between the two great civilizations of Iran and China dates back to centuries ago, and with the signing of the document for comprehensive cooperation, the relation will be strengthened more than ever before. China's chief diplomat also said the relations between the two countries have now reached to strategic level and China is seeking to promote inclusive relation with the Islamic Republic of Iran. Wang added the signing of the roadmap for strategic cooperation between the two countries shows the will of Beijing for promoting ties to the highest possible level. In recent years, this axis has appeared also to be on the brink of welcoming Tehran, China and Russia. As Iran has been squeezed by Western sanctions, it has launched a charm offensive toward Moscow and Beijing, one of the manifestations of which came in December 2019, when their three nations for the first time conducted naval drills in the North Indian Ocean and Sea of Oman. However, it is the alliance between Russia and China that the West is most worried about. Beijing and Moscow are working together much more closely, not just to further bilateral interests, but also hedge against the prospect of a continuing chill in US and wider Western ties. The support Russia and China have given Iran has warmed ties, which manifested in December 2019 when they conducted their naval drills. While those operations were viewed primarily through a military lens, they have significance for the global economy too. The traveled between water of the Strait Hormuz are the only sea passes from the Arabian Gulf to the open ocean for a fifth of the world's oil, a quarter of the liquefied natural gas, and $500 billion of trade, with the global economy continuing to be lubricated by oil, despite a growing shift toward cleaner energies. There have been attacks on ships. To be sure, tankers guided by satellite can be redirected to replace vessels in distress, but the oil industry nonetheless remains worried by the threat hanging over the busy Middle Eastern shipping lanes and the valuable commodity cargo that travels through it. At the time of attack in 2019, the Trump team blamed Tehran squarely for the growing disorder in this regional water. More than half a dozen states participated in a US-led naval forces that included Saudi Arabia, Australia, and the UK. However, the most European governments declined to participate, fearful of critically undermining the 2015 nuclear accord with Tehran. The growing ties between Iran, China, Russia are shaping Wang's tour of the region, where his itinerary include not just Iran but also Saudi Arabia, Turkey, the UAE, Bahrain, and Oman. On Saturday, Tehran and Beijing finalized a 20-year strategic partnership agreement first announced during a visit by Xi to Tehran in 2016. This underlines that ties between the three countries could grow warmer still especially if relation between them and the West deteriorates further during Biden's presidency. While the dialogue is deepest between Moscow and Russia, Tehran may increasingly be brought into the fold, which would have key implications not just for the Middle East but broader international relations into 2020s.